and I actually fortunate to know Frank quite well, and gotten to see his many talents in a lot of the social media platforms. Frank serves as the Director of Marketing for the Coat Family Properties, which includes, of course, Grandview Lodge, Tango Verde Ranch, Camp Lake Hubert, Camp Lincoln, and as well as the Grandview Real Estate entities. So he also serves on the Brainerd Chamber Advisory Committee, and Frank's areas of expertise include advertising, marketing, web direction, videography, photography, and social media. And I will just add that I get to go to a lot of these things and talk to a lot of different people. Grandview is part of another group that I'm involved with, and Frank is really, really talented in this stuff, but don't call him an IT guy. He's not an IT guy, right? So make sure you don't do that. I made that mistake. But please welcome Frank.
Thank you. Welcome, everyone. This is wonderful to be close at home a little bit and get to make hockey practice by 5, so that's fantastic for my kids. So I grew up in the Park Rapids area originally, so that's my old stomping ground, and now working in Brainerd, but I've been all over the state in life, and you know, just kind of slowly grew into social media when it was coming out. But it was kind of interesting because when I graduated college, this will date me, when I started college, cut and paste in graphic artistry was scissors and paste. And by the time I graduated, IBM had come out with the data processor, and Mac had Paint and Mac Draw. So the world had changed right when I was in college. So it was kind of a flip-flop immediately. Got into BBS systems when those were started. And of course, out of the hundreds and hundreds of BBS systems out of there, one was www, which then Al Gore came out and said, hey, look what I invented. So that had existed for years, just so you know. So I know some background coding, but it's amazing how many people call me an IT guy, and I'm like, listen, I'm not an IT guy. So my department's 3 people, and we run all Coat Family companies. We look over 23 different social media sites on a daily aspect. We are an integral part of videography as well as photography for our sites and websites. So we take on a lot of tasks. We look for talent that is across the barrier. It's not just one talent that each one has. And so with those 23 social media sites, 13 of them are Facebook pages. So out of those 13, we have about 75,000 likes that we currently work on. And sometimes our posts are successful and sometimes not, but that's all in the edge of learning. So what we're going to talk about today is kind of what is happening to Facebook. Because Facebook had a lot of new things that came in this year, whether you knew it or not. And this coming year, it has all kinds of new technologies. As a matter of fact, when I was building the presentation, I had 105 slides of all the new things that they are doing this year. And I decided, well, that's too much and I don't have enough time, so we'll just break that down a little slower. So I want you guys to feel free to ask, you know, at any point, you're confused, you want a little more, you know, information on something. We're going to kind of roll through a lot of these changes. Some are simple, some are a little more technical. But there's definitely some, you know, some good information and some great ways that what Facebook is doing. So let's take a look at some stats of where Facebook is right now. These are some of the latest stats. 149 billion monthly users. 1 of 7 people on Earth are on Facebook. 243 hours per year per person. Percentage of adults that visit per month, 72%. Daily active users worldwide, 968 million. Percentage of monthly users that use is 65. I thought this was interesting, but it's per capita, but Canada's the most popular and the most active users. They don't have anything to do but fish up there, so I love it. Average number of Facebook friends of U.S. women, 250. Does anybody want to know the average overall of Facebook users? Women, men, and children?
Sure.
144.
All right.
So women are far more popular than men, so I think we already knew that. Time spent on Facebook per user per day, 20 minutes. This is one of the newest growing markets right here. U.S. seniors, 31%. And think about that with the amount of seniors that actually have just one email address that the couple share. Because that was my grandparents. They're definitely not on Facebook. But that's a huge growing segment of the market. Let's see if we can get this. Keep the mouse in the right spot, otherwise it won't go. Percentage of drivers that admit using Facebook while driving. 27%. This one surprises my daughter at age 24. She's like, no, we're an Instagram market and Twitter market. I'm like, you're a millennial. 92%. Now, this number changes drastically when you bring it from 15 to 29 down to 31%. So there is a big difference, but that millennial crowd is there. That's, we're not Gen Xers, Gen Ys. The millennials are 15 to 34. So the latest studies at the end of 2014, last year, we saw this rise. It was a sharp rise over the years, and now it's starting to even off. Everybody's telling me, oh, well, Instagram and Twitter is the largest growing market, Pinterest is the largest growing in women, and that's all fine and dandy. But you can't mess with those numbers. Those numbers are stronger than any other thing that we have out there in social media. And if you have a group and that's what you're using, then that's what you should be concentrated on. It's all right to dabble in a little bit of everything. My Instagram users will share to Facebook, and my Twitter is not Facebook. That's just the way it is. It's a different crowd that you communicate on. So why is it leveled off? A lot of times when you see something leveling off, you say it's going to fall, in the market. Our company's going to try to take over the platform. Do you think Twitter will rise above Facebook in time? And what is Facebook trying to do or going to do? The fact is, it needs to evolve. Bless you. Facebook has been spending money after money after money trying to look into new technologies. And if you've been paying attention to Facebook over the last 6 months, you've seen buttons moving, you've seen all kinds of things happening. And the truth is, they've been test marketing you in test marketing areas. It hasn't been an overall piece. Some of the new technologies have come into play, but a lot of them have been tests. I want you to think about something. 2 weeks ago, Tom, we're up at Deathland Trail. Worst place a marketer could ever be, because there's no phone service up there. It's absolutely blowing me crazy. I'm a marketing guy, I gotta monitor stuff, right? I had Wi-Fi in the main lodge, but not in the cabin, but it's coming to the cabins. So every hour, we're having meetings, right? Right? Every hour at least, I'm walking back to the lodge, loading up my phone and loading up my computer, then heading back and reading my emails. It was at least every hour. Couldn't use my phone to call my wife, couldn't text anybody or anything else. And one thing that I forgot that Facebook has capabilities of, it has direct messaging, right? I don't need to text in a text form. I can go on Facebook and direct message somebody, and it's as fast as text, and all I need is Wi-Fi. I can FaceTime somebody, and I can Skype somebody with Wi-Fi, and I do not need phone service. Now think about that for a second. If all you have is Wi-Fi or a hard line coming in, you have the capabilities of basically video and talk technology and texting technology and the ability to share your experience as long as you have Wi-Fi. That's a pretty amazing movement Facebook has been able to accomplish in the last couple of years. And you don't need to have any signal on your phone. So there's other ways that people can go around it, and these are the capabilities Facebook is looking at. How can I come and become the bigger market of communications? So the small moves it's been testing, more meaningful page likes and the loss of like gates. So like gates are the little contests that like, and then you had to like the button, and all of a sudden you get the information to appear, you fill it in, and boom, you ventured yourself into a sweepstakes. Grandview used to use them, but of course last November they kind of cut those out, so now you have to have a kind of different way of getting those likes. Facebook Like for Android's new. The posts are staying higher than branding pages, so when you put something on your news feed and you're sharing something, it's not going to be up there as long, because the user wants to read about their friends a lot more than they want to read about their brand, unless you just have all brands and you have no friends, but that's a different story. And also the pay-to-play aspect of boosting posts was something new that came in last year. Facebook ads still exist, but if you want to do a really great Facebook ad campaign, you need to have about 4 or 5 different versions of text and about 15 versions in different sizes of photos. And how many people have Photoshop on their computers in this room? Right, so making a lot of different pieces is very difficult. So the pay-to-play of boosting posts is pretty essential, because as soon as you put your photo on there, all of a sudden it will automatically optimize for the post and for mobile. one photo, makes it nice and easy. And the new piece is the call to action now.